Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Jimmy Kolb here, equipped bench press expert, and I'm here to bring you my first ever bench critique YouTube video. So we got videos coming in from fans, people from Instagram. I'm going to critique a few videos for you so you can learn a few things, so let's get started. Alright guys, so the first video is going to come from a gentleman named Luke Litchfield. He sent me a video. He's doing an equipped bench. It looks like he's trying to break in a shirt, so we'll show you the video really quick, and then we'll talk about it afterwards.
Chest up, chest up, chest up, chest up. Press. Come on, lock it. Rock.
Alright, so that's the video from Luke. So we're going to go ahead and kind of review it and look for a few things. The first thing I'm seeing is that the shirt is silver, which tells me that's an Evil Twin. It's hard to tell if it's a multi-ply or a single-ply. He didn't specify. But so looking at the video right away, it looks like he's going to break in the shirt. Looks like he's doing kind of a break-in process. The reason why he has the bags sticking out of his sleeves, that's an old trick that a lot of people use. I used to do that myself back when I was lifting at Iron Chamber. When you have a brand new shirt that's really tight in the sleeves, you put plastic bags over your arms, and then that helps the sleeves slip up your arms easier. And a lot of times, instead of trying to pull the bags out because they rip often, people will just leave them hanging off in their sleeves and just wait till the end of the workout. So that's an old trick. So I can definitely tell this is probably a new shirt. So we keep looking at it. The bar stops at about a 1 board, maybe a 1.5. I'm not going to say a 2. So it's definitely locking up on him in the bottom. And like I said, it's probably a brand new shirt. Now, the very first thing I can see on the press itself, so let's see. So when he presses the bar up, what I'm seeing is that he's using the material, he's using the shirt itself, and he's pushing. And then once the main pushing muscles, i.e. the pecs, the shoulders, and the shirt kind of give out, the bar stalls. We saw the bar stop moving there for a second, and then he has to kind of catch the weight and then struggle to lock it out. So my biggest critique on that is the fact that he's not extending. I always talk about my Instagram and things like that, that you need to extend with the triceps. The key to the bench is the arms. So I know it's hard to do in a new piece of equipment. When you're in a new piece of equipment, what you're trying to do is just get the fabric to kind of loosen up, the fibers to break in. But even such, when you're in new equipment, you still want to focus on not pushing the weight straight up. You want to extend with the triceps. So when I see somebody press a weight and it stops and really stalls, and then I see kind of a struggle on the lockout, that tells me that they're, again, not using triceps. They're using the equipment and they're pushing, and they're not extending like they should be with the triceps. Other than that, I don't really see anything else to say negatively. Breaking in new equipment is one of the biggest pain in the ass part of the sport. Pains in the ass. It's miserable. And if this is a multiply, it's going to be even more miserable of a process. That's one of the most, I hate breaking in new polyester shirts. It takes such a long time, and you have to do it correctly. With lightweight, this is a single, so it looks more maximal. What I would suggest for breaking in new equipment anyway is to take really, really lightweight out for the first 2, 3, maybe 4 workouts, and just work on giving all the weight of the bar to the material itself and just letting it sit there and stretch, then extend. Let it sit there, stretch, and extend. Trying to go super heavy or heavy for the individual on the very first session or 2 is probably not the best thing, because you want that material to break in properly. But other than that, I mean, his wrists are nice and stacked and straight. He's arching. Looks good. He's bellying up to the bar. So it's just going to be a matter of getting that shirt broken in correctly. It is an Evil Twin, so the material's a little bit more stretchy. And then just learning to, again, extend with the triceps and not just rely on pushing. because once all that stuff gives out, then you have to use the triceps at the top, and if they're not ready to catch that weight, that can lead to missed lift. All right, guys, so moving on to video number 2 for the day. This also was sent to me by the last gentleman, Luke Litchfield, and he has a training partner. Her name is Jody Davies, and he has two videos of her doing some bench pressing. So let's go ahead and roll into the first video from Jody Davies.
Come on, Joe. Come on. Head back. Come on. Come on.
Okay, so we're looking at her first video. Again, she is in a silver shirt, telling me that this is probably an Evil Twin. Evil Twins come in silver, blue and red, but they're not called blue and red. Like navy blue and what's that red one called? Maroon. There we go. Silver, navy blue, and maroon. So silver, not really a popular one. I preferred the navy blue myself. So at the very beginning of the video, I'm looking at it, and she also has the big plastic bags hanging out of her sleeves, telling me this is probably a break-in process by the looks of it. Or maybe the shirt's just really, really tight on her. They didn't specify, so we're just going to keep looking at the video, and we'll see. Before I hit play, however, I can see that what would be her right hand, especially her right hand, is really cocked back a little bit more than I would like to see. It might even be her left hand. It might be both wrists. But when you have the hand cocked back too far, that actually puts the barbell out of line of the forearm. So the idea is you want the bar to sit down in the heel of the palm. You can see where all my callus is right here, so that the bar is in direct line with the forearm, giving maximal transfer of force from your body, from the arms, into the palm, straight into the bar. If the hands are cocked back too far and the bar is sitting more back here, that's actually putting the bar out of alignment of the direct force of the forearm. So you do want to make sure the bar is at least sitting here in the palm, heel of the palm, direct force into the bar. And as we continue, she's got a great arch. I'll stop it again. She's got a great arch. Her legs are far back. That's going to maintain that arch. Looks like she's engaging her legs quite a bit. She's coming down to her belly, which is good. She touches what I would consider to be relatively easy. Touching in a shirt should be never impossible, which I've experienced that firsthand, which is ridiculous, but it should not be very easy. So she touches what I would say very easy. As we watch, she's getting no pop at all from that piece of equipment. It's a struggle of a lift all the way to lockout. I'm pretty sure this is a multiply. Yeah, they did specify that this was in fact a 2-ply shirt, I believe. Multiply is really tricky because the more materials you have in the shirt, the bigger it has to be. You have to sacrifice size for the extra layers. And it's really, really tricky to get just right, which is why I'm such a big fan of single ply. I just wear it super tight. I can make one layer super tight. Now, if you do 2-layer, 3-layer, there's 4 layers out there. You have to go bigger and bigger and bigger. You're making more layers stretch less, as opposed to making one layer stretch very, very far. That's the drawback you have to multiply. So I can't tell if this is a brand new shirt. The bags tell me it might be. If you're going to touch that easy and you're not getting any pop out of the shirt, her form looks fine besides her wrist being cocked back a little bit too much, in my opinion. But yeah, if it's coming up that slow, I would say the shirt is probably too big. Maybe the size was just overshot, or if it is too big and this is the first time in it, for one, you shouldn't be able to touch on your first time in a shirt. Maybe they're going to say, okay, that's way too big, we overshot it, we're going to send this thing back and get it tailored to fit properly. I'd say the chest plate's way too big. The sleeves are obviously tight because she has the bags, so that's the biggest thing. I think that the shirt is probably just a little bit too big. The form is fine. It's just the shirt is not really stretching much, not providing a lot of support. That's what I have to say about the first video. And now we're going to roll right into Jody Davies' second video they sent me. Okay, now after watching that one, you can definitely tell there's a big difference. Now, obviously, this shirt is black, so this could be anything. But if her verse video is for an Evil Twin from Titan, and this shirt is black, if it's a Titan, it could be an F6, it could be a Katana. She's arching, so I wouldn't say it's a Fury. Fury bench shirts are meant for people that bench very, very flat. F6s and Katanas are those for arched benchers. So, don't know what kind of shirt it is. It is single ply. They did tell me that it's single ply. Again, you can see the plastic bags hanging off the sides of the shirt. So it is seemingly tight on the arms. Single ply, I'm a bigger fan of rather than multi-ply. Right at the beginning of the lift, maybe it's just my angle. I do see that her ass is not quite touching the pad. It is, I mean, I think it's a good angle. Looks like it's off the pad significantly. Looks like her inner thighs are probably touching the pad, but I don't see any ass contact to the pad. So that'd be the first no-no that I see. But again, this is training. These are training lifts. I haven't had any competition lifts sent to me yet. And I always say, like, this is training. So on meet day is what matters. On meet day is what counts. So we'll just go ahead and hit play. Now her wrists in this one, if you see, compared to the last video, you can really only see her left hand. Her wrist is in a much better position. I would have to check and see if her wrist wraps are different, or I don't know, but her wrists looked a lot more stacked than they did compared to, I can barely do it, but compared to her last video. They look a lot more up and down. So right out the gate, the lift looks better automatically. She does get a successful touch here. And I don't know if this is a brand new shirt or if she has some time in it, but she's touching. So that could be an indication that it's used. I mean, it's hard to tell. But anyhow, so she moves on. The press is many degrees faster on the way up. Slow on the way down. She's giving the weight to the material. It's opening. I love single ply. And it just comes straight up. Beautiful, beautiful press. Really nothing to say about it. Like I said, better wrist position from what I can tell. As she racks it, I can kind of catch a glimpse of the right hand. Looked like it was cocked back a little bit more than I would like, personally. But at least one of her wrists is definitely stacked better than the her other set. I'll just watch it one more time here. She's keeping her arch beautifully. She's got an incredible leg engagement. And when people, I think the idea with bringing the legs far behind you, like towards your head, is to maintain arch. Now, the further back your legs are towards the head of the bench, actually the less leg drive you're going to have. If you want maximum leg drive, you'd have to have your legs more, not completely out in front of you, but more in front of you than what we see in this video. Now, you might sacrifice a little bit of arch capabilities, but you will have more leg engagement. Now, if you notice her leg position, that'd be, I guess I use the analogy of, can you leg extension more weight or leg press more weight? The answer is leg press, and she's more in a kind of a leg extension position. So if she wanted to engage her leg, she has to rely on her extending strength in order to engage legs and stability. Whereas if she was more in a leg press position, feet flat, kind of more out in front and wide, she could rely on her ability to press with her legs. And that's going to provide more stability, more leg drive. But other than the fact that her ass is off the bench a smidge, beautiful press, very fast. So good job. Awesome. That's what I have for that video. So that is going to do it for today. There's 3 videos critiquing some bench, equipped bench. I love it. If you want more videos critiqued, if you want your videos critiqued, reach out to me on Instagram, Kolbstrong on my Instagram. Message me. You can DM me directly. Send me some videos. I will critique them, put them up here on YouTube, give you some ideas and information that will hopefully make you a better bench presser. So thank you for joining me here today. We'll see you next time.